Hello, Ignatz.
Hello.
So, post a final tribal council exit interview.
Whoa.
Woohoo! Crazy.
Becoming friends with Viola, probably. Just like making friends in general, but she was the person that I feel like I really clicked with. I scheduled lunch with her, and I was like, let's meet up for lunch. And we ended up talking for like 3 hours.
Slay.
That was great. I had such a great time. So 2 things Mason actually asked in, I guess, the jury's little speeches, anything that we regretted, and I think that stays pretty consistent of like, I regret going to the top 4 of Talbot by myself, if at all, and then proceeding to panic, and then in my anxiety bother Sean about it. I felt really bad about that for a variety of reasons. And the other thing I really regretted, Riley was very upset with me when I was like honest with him, just by asking for my honesty, and I regret not phrasing it in a way that I guess wouldn't have like upset him as much, because I feel like that kind of cost me some mental fortitude in the last couple of days of like Survivor. Viola, I had this fun little thing where apparently I pissed people off. Not on purpose. I just feel like, casually speaking, Viola was the less like bothersome castaway, and she was obviously very dedicated to the game. That was very apparent. And then another thing that she was dedicated to was creating like a very heartwarming environment for a lot of people, which while I found important, I definitely did not put as much effort into. So I think one, her winning does not surprise me at all, and 2, I'm actually very happy that she did. I would say my biggest allies were Viola and Mary really pulled through for me, and Mason was really fun to be allies with for a majority of like the first half of the game. One person I didn't want to be allies with, who kind of like, I don't want to say forced their allyship upon me, but like didn't ask, was Nora. I feel like she was trying to create like this ring of people to support her, and kind of threw me in the mix when I did not actually want to be in the mix, which is also why I had no trouble betraying her, because in my opinion I never saw myself as allies with her in the first place. Very I don't want to say nerve-wracking. See, I've been an athlete for like in like 7 different sports over the course of my life. Like, I've kind of done it all. Big thing about athleticism for me is dread. I feel every time I would have tryouts, every time a season would be coming up, every time I had anything to do with the actual sport, I dreaded all of it. The thing about Survivor is that I was nervous for things, but I never felt dread. Like, I never felt like that looming anticipation, and I kind of saw this as a sport in a little bit of a sense. Like, I had a team, and we worked together. It's just my team was also the enemy team sometimes, which was kind of fun. Yeah, I did what I wanted to do. I achieved being in top 3 was like such an honor. So like, I at the end of the day, my intentionality wasn't to win; it was to have a good time. Winning the wild card pin, that I won the game if I got the wild card pin. That's all I need to say in that regard. Yeah. I got so many things out of Survivor. What I was aiming for was just to fill my time, which is something I talked about in Final Tribal Council. Broke my leg, couldn't fence. Had this whole semester of not having anything to do. Fencing took up a lot of my personal time. It took up weekends.
Yeah.
It took up 4 hours 4 times a week. It took up an additional 2 hours twice a week for lifting. All of that was gone when I broke my leg. I had 30 minutes of rehab twice a week. The schedule shifted so dramatically for me that I had nothing to do, and I did not have a strong enough friend presence to like get things to do. I was very lonely. So like, Survivor really benefited me in the sense that it like took away that emptiness, and it gave me something to dedicate my time to. I feel like that's part of the reason why I saw this as like a sport, but a sport where I could goof off, because that's basically what I did. I played it like a sport, but without a coach. Without like actually needing to win.
Well, thank you for the exit interview, Ignatz. It was a
Sorry,
pleasure talking with you.
So many words.